The ongoing government shutdown is poised to take a big bite out of our visitor numbers, and it's happening as we're heading into a period between now and the end of the year that could potentially help us with a rebound. So News 3's Steve Wolford joins us now live from the Strip corridor with a closer look at what's at stake. Steve?
Yeah, that's right, Latoya. According to the LVCVA, last November, 11 months ago, 3.3 million people visited Las Vegas, and during that same month, 2.1 million air travelers flew into Reid International Airport. So it's kind of easy to understand why any disruption in air travel could have an impact on our tourism numbers, as well as the tens of thousands of locals who make a living in the tourism industry.
Just from not seeing all my coworkers, I could tell you we're really slow.
Shaleah Taylor is a housekeeper on the Strip, and she knows it's been a tough summer.
July, August, and September, we are never slow in Las Vegas, okay? That is the time that we get everything going. Families are here, people are on vacation. It's a heavy time for us, right? We get a lot of overtime. Right now, we're not getting none of that.
So what about October? Fortunately, air travel into Reid International hasn't been significantly disrupted by the government shutdown for TSA or air traffic controllers. But Nic Irwin, an economics professor at UNLV, says a prolonged government shutdown could change that.
So if that air traffic gets impacted in any way by a continued shutdown, air traffic controllers call out, TSA is not able to fully staff, that means longer lines, delays, and that could shift some people's interest in coming here. They may decide to travel locally.
They will work with a number of people they have on duty, and if that requires canceling flights or delaying flights, that's what they'll do. But safety is not going to be compromised under any circumstances.
And aviation expert Reid International says it could prevent a significant number of air travelers from making it to Las Vegas.
It wouldn't take a great deal of staffing shortages to produce a 25 or 30% or more cut. Because there's one thing that they will not sacrifice is safety.
And there's a lot to lose. Many of the 300,000 fans who visit Las Vegas next month for the Grand Prix will arrive by air. And if it extends into December, many of the 400,000 visitors who usually come to Las Vegas on New Year's Eve might not be able to get here.
And that's fewer dollars spent here, and that's not what we need right now with those tourism numbers sort of slumping.
And worst case scenario, Nic Irwin says that if our tourism numbers take a big hit because of reduced air capacity, we could be looking at higher unemployment, reduced consumer spending going into the holidays. And he said it might be enough to push us into a local recession, but he also adds that the Las Vegas economy is very resilient. Latoya, back to you.
Yeah, it certainly has been in the past. So that's the worst case scenario. Of course, we're all hoping that the government shutdown doesn't last long enough for that to happen. But are there any positives if our tourism numbers actually take a hit?
Well, as you point out, we definitely don't want that to happen. But Nic Irwin says if we see fewer visitors being able to get to the Strip, those resorts, restaurants might be willing to start offering some deals to locals, even the restaurants, some discounts to bring people in. So that could be a silver lining that we really hope we don't have to enjoy, right?
Yeah, fingers crossed that we will not get that opportunity. Thank you so much, Steve. And Spirit Airlines won approval, we're told, for a $475 million lifeline in bankruptcy court. So it also won a $150 million injection from an aircraft lessor. And Spirit has been cutting dozens of routes, as you may know, and announced plans to slash its fleet recently. Last month, the airline said that it would furlough about 1/3 of its flight attendants in order to cut costs. Well, speaking of Spirit Airlines, its recent reduction of flights in and out of Harry Reid Airport may have an impact on the cost of your holiday vacation this winter. October 2nd marked the last day of Las Vegas round-trip routes to cities like Oakland, Sacramento, San Diego, and San Jose. Northern California is Las Vegas's second largest tourism hub, with Southern California being the first. News 3 looked up prices during Christmas time and found only one flight under $100 to one of the destinations where Spirit withdrew service.
The supply is being constrained here, right? So supply is going down due to availability. I mean, low-cost airlines are not operating, so there's less available options, right? So that's going to keep prices high.
Southwest Airlines and others are now adding flights to fill some of the routes Spirit ended. However, a majority of them will not begin service until next year. And we've been covering the tourism slump and the impact the government shutdown could have on our economy. If you'd like to check out all the stories, head on over to our News 3 YouTube page.
Coming up next.